Course 1. Back to the shape, operate, simplify, 3-step process of operations with mixed numbers. Now we're going to divide them. And dividing mixed numbers is exactly the same as multiplying in the first 3 steps, but there is something you have to remember to do in the operate part. When we learned how to divide fractions, we'll have to do that again. But let's think about what it is we're doing. In example 1, it says, Shauna's pouring 2 2/3 cups, she's measured out, of plant food, looks like water here, 2 2/3 cups into equal amounts for 4 plants. So she's got either 4 pitchers or she refills a pitcher 4 times with an equal amount, but she started with a mixed number, 2 2/3. How much plant food is in each of these pitchers? So we're dividing, if you think about it, 2 2/3 by 4. So each pitcher is going to have less than 2 2/3. It's going to have a fourth of 2 2/3. And we talked about how of means times. A fourth of 2 2/3 is really, looks like that is what we're doing, right? Or you can think of it as, I've got 2 2/3 of plant food. I need to divide it into 4 groups. This is going to mean the same thing because, well, first of all, multiply or divide, I like to have a top-heavy number here. 6 plus 2 is 8/3. That's the same as this, right? This would be 8/3 if we use the top-heavy version. But when you want to divide by a number, the divisor you flip to be its upside down version. We want to know how many 4s there are. How do they say this? How many 4s are in 1? Which is 1/4. And then we multiply by that. That's one way to think about it. Or you just remember that you always multiply by the reciprocal, right? The upside down. Instead of 4 over 1, which is what this really is, we flip it, we get 1/4, which is called the reciprocal. That's how we divide fractions. I actually see right off the bat I can do this, canceling. I can't help myself. Let's operate. 8, nope, we canceled. 2 times 1 over 3 times 1 is 2/3. I can't simplify, so 2/3 is my final answer. 2/3 of a pitcher, 2/3 of a cup, I should say, is in each of these pitchers. 2/3 cups is in each pitcher after we've divided 2 2/3 into 4 equal groups. What if there's no word problem? Just 2 2/3 divided by 1.5. So they're both mixed numbers now. Both divisor and dividend are mixed numbers. Let's try it out. What were the numbers again? 2 2/3. Notice we can just go horizontally with these. We don't have to do vertical like we did with add subtract of mixed numbers. Okay, so to do this, to shape it first, we always rewrite these like so. Then we operate by switching this to the, one more time, reciprocal. To divide fractions, you multiply by the reciprocal, which looks like that. 8 times 2 is 16. 3 times 3 is 9. This time, we still have a top-heavy number, so now is time to simplify. Basically shape it correctly now for the answer. So what's 16/9 worth? Remember, the fraction bar really means divided by. This guy right here, you could say it as 16 divided by 9. So 9 into 16 only fits once. We put maybe 7 over 9 to finish. We don't need to go to decimals because we're working with fractions. 1 7/9. Looks awesome. Hope that made sense. Why don't you try... Pick 3 of these and answer E, please. Pick 3 and answer letter, lesson practice, E. You can also pick from these. So pick 3 from A through I. Do J if you really want. But then also answer E by writing it down in your math notes. Good luck.